Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Harris with Confluence Outfitters. This is Luke Geraty. We are out on a local fishery here where there's a lot of different water types. So this is fairly typical on any big river where you fish. You might want to fish near, in shallow water, deep water, everything in between. So we're just going to run you through three, we brought multiple rods rigged up different ways. We're going to run you through those three rigs so that you can see how we're going to try to tackle these different water types at different depths.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting all your secret setup.
You might learn something.
Taking notes here.
Yeah. We have some shallower areas where, we've actually seen some fish cruising where they're like a foot under the water, so we don't need to get deep. Yet we don't see them rising much, so we're still targeting with nymphs. So for that situation, a dry dropper is really ideal. So here I've got a 6-weight rigged up with a big old grasshopper. And then actually I have a double dropper rig here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Getting barely legal.
Getting aggressive here.
Yeah, that's right. So I've got a short leader, maybe a 7.5 foot 2X leader, something that will turn over a nice big dry fly like this.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just like a kind of a stealthy indicator. I'm not, I'd be thrilled if a fish ate this, but I'm using it more as an indicator right now. It's big enough to hold up a couple nymphs. I can see it real well, but I do need it tied to like 2X tippet so I can turn it over and cast it easily. Then I've got some 4X tippet to a little nymph here, a little beadhead mayfly nymph, and then a little bit more 4X, maybe another foot there to a little brassy. So just to, giving the fish a couple options. And so this is really effective for fishing those shallower parts of the river. When we want to go maybe into the 2 to 5 foot depth range, Luke has a good rod set up for that.
Yeah, so this is also a 6-weight, 9.5 foot rod, and just got a little corky set up here. And this right here, my butt section is 12 pound, and then I got to go down to a little blood knot, and below there is 8 pound fluoro down to 4X and 5X. But you can see here that the distance from flies isn't very deep. To fly number 1, I'm not as aggressive as Andrew. I want to give the fish a chance.
So, yeah,
I'm not.
So really, you're only trying to catch fish in that narrow depth zone.
Exactly.
Got it.
Very, very. But yeah, I mean, what's nice about this setup is that you can short leash your rig pretty well, so you can actually lower your bobber down to fish some of the shallower stuff. But then if you need, like further down the section of river we're fishing, you can always move the bobber up and give yourself a little bit more depth. But this is a really effective way to fish, shallow water. We just put out some videos about techniques on Fall River, for example.
This would be a good rig for that.
Yeah, that you can check out, there. But yeah, this is basically a Fall River rig, I guess. Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. Good for 2 to 5 feet of water. Now I notice your indicator; it's kind of black on the bottom.
Yeah.
What's up? Do you buy them like that?
I stole this from Colin Coogan. I do want to go on record, okay. Colin. Thank you. But yeah.
So we're blaming Colin for the black paint.
Colin.
Okay.
This is a Colin Coogan. He doesn't know I stole this from him.
When fish look up at the sky, it's just black. The whole thing's black, so that's why you paint the bottom of the.
It looks
the
like
bottom black.
It looks like a cool planet.
Yeah.
Nice painting.
Throws them off. So
yeah, but
would you say that's optional?
Yeah. No, you have to
have the black.
I mean, and I think actually a lot of times when I'm fishing my like some of those Oros, lock, whatever, I use white a lot, or I've done like the white bottom with an orange top too.
Yeah.
I think we do a lot of things that we think that
matter that fish maybe don't.
Yeah, probably not. So that's my assumption.
You gotta you do what gives you confidence.
Yeah,
that's a big part of fishing.
Great point. Yeah.
Okay.
So you got your other. This is the final.
I do. That's right. It's right here. How about that?
Nice.
So, moving on. Now, if we want to just really get deep and fish the runs that are, let's say, 5 feet deep to 10 feet deep, then we've got to kind of scale up our game. It's similar to the rig that Luke just showed you, except everything's a little bigger, a little heavier. And so I've got a 6-weight, 9.5 foot rod here. And I've actually got 3 nymphs at the bottom. That's kind of the straightforward part, is at the bottom end. If I can get them unhooked here. I've just got 3 nymphs spaced about, 12 to 18 inches apart. So let me...
What are you running for your fluoro there?
I like just a 6-pound fluoro.
6 pound? Okay.
Yeah,
So that's like 4X-ish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Gonna play out a little line here so we can see the rest of this rig. So this is like a nymph indicator line. It's kind of a, real weight forward sort of line.
So, and we use those because it turns over these
heavy rigs.
Indicators, yeah.
Yeah. So you can use a regular weight forward. You can use like a Atlantic salmon steelhead line or the specialty indicator line. Then I like to have an adjustable section where my indicator lives. So this section here I've got about 4 feet maybe, and then I have a swivel. And so my indicator's up on this part. I'm using a J-dicator, and it's got bobber stops, so I can move these up or down. So I've got 3 or 4 feet of adjustability on my depth. So you just move these little bobber stops around, or you can use a toothpick. That works fine too. So for me, this is like 15-pound Maxima. I've got a swivel, and then below that, I've just got tippet. So I'm fishing 8-pound fluoro to my split shots. So, I've got maybe 6 feet in there.
And so the main thing is you can adjust your depth based off of being able to slide that bobber up and down.
Right.
Yeah.
So it won't slide over the swivel, but I know with this rig, I'm fishing deep water. I don't need to be able to adjust the indicator like 10 feet, but I do want to be able to dial it in a little bit.
2 to 3 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then a lot of your depth control actually has to do with the amount of weight you're fishing anyways. So right now I've got a 3/0 shot, and I have that above a little surgeon's knot. That way it doesn't slide. And then I've got my flies. So this rig, oftentimes I'd have maybe 2 or sometimes maybe even 3/0 shot. That would be a pretty heavy rig. With this rig, I can confidently fish water up to about 10 feet deep and be in the game, have my flies near the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really effective rig. So from, in the nymphing game, it's nice if you do have different rods, to come out maybe pre-rigged.
We've been able to fish a variety of different water types today without having to do a whole lot of, cutting everything and restarting over. And I think that's probably true about almost all of our guides. Will show up with multiple rods,
right,
and be ready to fish different stuff
for different situations. And you could take like one of these indicator rigs and you could adjust it, but it just wouldn't be ideal. Like if you took the heavy rig with the big old bobber and you tried to fish 3 feet deep with it, you could. It's not ideal.
Yeah,
it's kind of overkill.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, you can, so the cool thing is being able to fish. Some of the rivers we fish have a lot of variety, where you're fishing shallow water 1 minute, maybe throwing dries another minute, and then you're fishing what feels like 60 feet depth.
60 feet deep. Right.
Massive.
40 fathoms. Right.
Yeah, so I think that there's definitely a benefit to having all those different options available to us, and partly just because the fish, different water columns where the fish are going to be as you're floating down the river on a guide trip with the drift boat.
Yeah.
Which we're not in a drift boat today, but a lot of times we are.
Yeah.
And you're kind of locked in once you're going because they don't go around in a circle.
Well, not the rivers you're on.
Yeah, you do.
You'll get there someday, Luke.
I got to get those special permits.
Yeah, so, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So.
You'll end up back at the put-in one of these days.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for watching. If you're in our area, make sure to call us. If you're interested in hiring a guide, we'd love to take you out with one of our great guides. Make sure to follow us: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok, TikTok.
Before it's banned.
Yeah, and then also, if you want to give us a call, call Andrew. You can call at the 1-800 number and just ask any questions about what's fishing well, what options are, and if you're brand new to fly fishing, which might be one of the reasons why you're watching this video, we would love to kind of set you up to have a successful day on the river.